Love the Eagles as much as we do, then hit that subscribe button. And stick with us at Eagles Nest News for all the drama updates and hype all season long. Rumors have been swirling around the league, and one of the most unexpected stories to bubble up recently comes from none other than Josh Sweat. You remember Sweat, right? The edge rusher who made a name for himself with the Philadelphia Eagles, explosive off the line, relentless in pursuit, and a true force on the defensive front. But now, it seems the story has taken a dramatic turn. According to sources close to the player, Sweat may be having second thoughts about his decision to leave Philly. That's right. After signing elsewhere in free agency, word is Josh Sweat has privately expressed some regret about parting ways with the team that drafted him, developed him, and gave him his breakout moments. It's not official, of course, he hasn't gone on record, but people are talking. Teammates are whispering, coaches are raising eyebrows, and fans, oh, they're tuning in. Because if this is true, it raises a ton of questions about what really went down during those final days in Philadelphia. Was it money? Was it culture? Was it a communication breakdown between Sweat and the front office? Whatever it was, something didn't sit right, and now the regret may be setting in. And honestly, who could blame him? Let's break this down. Josh Sweat was in a system that played perfectly to his strengths. The Eagles' defensive scheme under Nick Sirianni and coordinator Sean Desai. And previously, Jonathan Gannon gave Sweat room to roam, attack, and hunt quarterbacks like he was born to do. He had Pro Bowl level production, even if the accolades didn't always match the impact. And let's not forget the locker room vibes. The Eagles were one of the most tight-knit groups in the league. Players constantly spoke about the brotherhood, the energy, the unity of the squad, and Sweat, he was right in the middle of it. Smiling, joking, celebrating sacks with Hassan Reddick, Brandon Graham, and Fletcher Cox. So to walk away from that, to leave not just a team but a culture that had become a second home, it had to have been a tough call, especially now when his new environment might not be living up to expectations. Reports say he's been quieter lately, more reserved, maybe even distant. Could it be that the grass isn't greener on the other side? Could it be that Josh Sweat is realizing that sometimes loyalty and fit matter more than the biggest paycheck? From what we're hearing, there's growing speculation that Sweat didn't fully anticipate how different things would feel outside of Philadelphia. Yet he may have signed for more money. We get it. That's the business. Players have to look out for their futures, their families, their legacies. But football is emotional, it's personal, and when you've spent your entire professional career in one city, growing into your role, earning the respect of a fan base that bleeds green, it's hard to just walk away and not feel something. Insiders suggest that Sweat has mentioned missing the way the Eagles handled game prep, the communication with coaches, the camaraderie with line coach Jeremiah Washburn. Apparently his new team is more rigid, more traditional, less player-driven. That might work for some veterans, but for Sweat, a player who thrives on instinct, freedom, and flow, it might be suffocating. Some have gone as far as to say he's not smiling as much, not flying around in practice like he used to. If this is true, it's not just about missing a team, it's about missing who you were on that team. And that's a tough pill to swallow for any athlete. There's also the city itself to consider. Philadelphia is not an easy place to play, but for the right kind of player, it's perfect. It's gritty, it's passionate, the fans are obsessive. Sure, but they're loyal, and when they love you, they love you. Josh Sweat earned that love. He was the underdog turned star, the player who fought through early injuries and became a consistent threat off the edge. Philly embraced him like one of their own, and he embraced the city back. The murals, the community events, the post-game celebrations, it was all part of his journey. So when he left, it wasn't just about changing jerseys, it was about leaving behind a whole identity. And now in a city that may not have that same fire, that same edge, is it really surprising that Sweat might be feeling some kind of way? People close to the team have noted that even his social media activity has dropped off. Less engagement, less energy. It could mean nothing, but in today's NFL, where players often express themselves digitally, that silence can speak volumes. Something is off, something's missing. And maybe that something is simply Philly. Then there's the football side of things. Because let's not forget, this is still a business about performance. And so far, the early returns on Josh Sweat's new chapter haven't exactly lit the league on fire. Sure, it's still early. He's got time, but by this point in his Eagles career, Sweat was making waves. He was racking up pressures, forcing turnovers, swinging momentum, and now his production has dipped. His snap counts are inconsistent. There's been chatter about him not meshing well with the new defensive line rotation, and worse, there's been speculation that the coaching staff isn't quite sure how to use him. That's the danger when a player leaves a system that was built around his strengths. The Eagles knew how to get the best out of Sweat. His new team, they're still trying to figure it out. And if you're Josh Sweat watching the Eagles continue to dominate up front, while you're trying to adjust, that's got to sting, especially if you thought you were moving into a better situation, because right now it doesn't look better. It looks like a misstep, and nobody wants to be the guy who made the wrong move at the wrong time. Now let's talk about the Eagles' reaction to all this, because you know they've heard the whispers too. The front office is smart, they've got ears everywhere. And while they haven't said anything publicly, sources suggest that there's a sense of quiet confidence within the building. Almost like they knew this might happen. They like Sweat. They respected him, but they also knew they had depth, young talent, cap flexibility, the ability to reload. That's how Howie Roseman operates. He doesn't let emotion get in the way of roster construction. So when Sweat chose to walk, the Eagles didn't panic. They shook his hand, wished him well, and kept moving. But now, as the reports of regret begin to surface, there's definitely a bit of "we told you so" energy creeping in. Not from the coaches there to professional, but from players, fans, and insiders who knew just how special the fit was. This isn't bitterness. It's more like a knowing nod, a recognition that sometimes you don't know what you've got until it's gone. And if Josh Sweat is feeling that now, well, it might already be too late. Of course, the million-dollar question is, would the Eagles ever consider bringing him back? That's where things get really interesting, because on paper there's a path. If the situation deteriorates with his current team, and if the Eagles find themselves needing another edge rusher due to injury or performance issues, it's not out of the realm of possibility. After all, we've seen stranger reunions in the NFL. Players leave, things go sideways, and suddenly they're back where they belong. But this isn't Madden. There are cap implications, contract details, personality dynamics, and frankly, pride. Sweat would have to swallow a lot of pride to return to Philly after walking away. And the Eagles, they'd need to believe that his return wouldn't disrupt the chemistry they've worked so hard to maintain. Still, never say never. Because if there's one thing this league has taught us, it's that everything is fluid. Yesterday's departure can become tomorrow's homecoming. And if Josh Sweat is truly regretting his decision, he might already be looking for the road back. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Then again, maybe this is all smoke. Maybe the regret isn't real, just exaggerated whispers from those who want to stir the pot. That's the thing with rumors in the NFL. Sometimes they're rooted in truth, sometimes they're pure fiction, and sometimes they're a little bit of both. Only Josh Sweat knows how he really feels. Only he knows if he looks at himself in the mirror and wonders, did I make the right choice? But the fact that this conversation is even happening says a lot. It says that people are paying attention, that they're reading body language, watching performances, analyzing quotes. And right now the vibe around Sweat is different. Not disastrous, not dramatic. Just different, a little more subdued, a little less confident. And in a league where confidence is everything, that's a red flag. Whether it's regret, frustration, or just adjustment pain, something has shifted. And until Sweat addresses it directly, the speculation will only grow louder. That's the nature of this beast. In the NFL, perception is almost as important as performance. And right now the perception is that Josh Sweat might be missing home. The fan reaction has been mixed. Some Eagles fans are sympathetic. They know how hard it is to walk away from something that felt like family. They remember Sweat's journey, his hustle, his heart. If he's feeling lost, they'd welcome him back. Others not so much. They see it as a business decision. You left, they say. You chased the bag. You knew the risks. And now you want to come back. That's not how it works. Philly fans are passionate, but they're also tough. They demand loyalty. And while they understand the financial side of football, they don't forget. They don't forgive easily. Still, there's a core group of supporters who would open their arms in a heartbeat, because they know what Sweat meant to this team, because they believe in second chances, because deep down they believe that Philly was always where he belonged. It's a complicated emotional cocktail: loyalty, betrayal, hope, nostalgia. And right now it's all simmering just beneath the surface. One interview, one Instagram post, one cryptic tweet, and the whole thing could blow wide open. Until then, all we have is speculation. But the signs, they're impossible to ignore. There's also a league-wide implication here that no one's talking about. If Josh Sweat is indeed having second thoughts, it could serve as a cautionary tale for other players considering similar moves. The message: fit matters, culture matters, money isn't everything. And sometimes the grass is only greener because it's been painted. Sweat's situation might not be unique every offseason. We see players chase bigger contracts only to find themselves unhappy, underutilized, or out of sync in a new system. But what makes this different is how obvious the regret feels. If it's real, it's a reminder to agents, GMs, and players that context is king. That production doesn't always travel. That comfort and chemistry can be just as valuable as sacks and stats. And for young players watching this unfold, it's a teachable moment. Know who you are, know where you thrive, and don't underestimate the value of continuity. Because once you leave a good situation, you might not get it back. The NFL moves fast. Roster spots are precious, and even if you realize your mistake, the door may not always be open. Just ask Josh Sweat if the rumors are true. He's learning that the hard way. For now, the story remains unresolved. Josh Sweat hasn't spoken publicly about any regret. His new team hasn't made any statements. The Eagles are focused on the season, but the whispers are growing, the speculation is building, and the possibility of a homecoming, however slim, lingers in the background. Maybe nothing will happen. Maybe this will fade away like so many off-season rumors do. Or maybe, just maybe, we're watching the first chapter of a redemption arc in progress, a journey back to where it all began, back to the city of brotherly love, back to the midnight green. And if that ever happens, it'll be one of the most talked about comebacks in recent memory. For now, though, it's just a whisper, a rumor, a flicker of what might be. But in the world of sports where emotion and narrative collide, those whispers matter because they're often rooted in truth. And truth in the NFL has a funny way of coming to light, so stay tuned. Because if Josh Sweat really is regretting his move, this story is far from over. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.